The sun rises over the golden expanse of the savannah, but peace is only an illusion. What if survival meant facing not just hunger and predators, but armored beasts with hides like stone? What if every hunt risked awakening giants buried in the tall grass, lizards so immense and shielded that even the sharpest stone tool shatters on their scales? This was the brutal reality of life 7.3 million years ago, when the earliest humans stood fragile against an Earth that seemed intent on erasing them. The scene begins in motion. A small band of Australopithecus moves silently through waist-high grass, their bodies tense, their eyes locked on a herd of antelope grazing by the river's edge. They carry sharpened sticks hardened in fire, their stone flakes tucked in palm-sized leather pouches. Hunger gnaws at their bellies. Children wait in the shadows of a nearby acacia grove. The group fans out, hearts pounding breath, shallow, ready to lunge. But the air trembles. A low vibration rolls beneath their feet. The antelopes scatter in a blur of horns and muscle. The hunters freeze. From the ground itself rises a nightmare. An enormous lizard, its body armored with overlapping plates, its head low and eyes glinting like shards of obsidian. It lashes its tail spiked and heavy as a club, shattering branches as though they were twigs. Panic surges. The Australopithecus scatter their hunt forgotten as the creature charges with surprising speed. One hunter trips, slamming into the earth, but another seizes his arm, pulling him away, just as the beast's tail slams into the ground where he lay, sending dust and splinters skyward. Their tools are useless against such armor. Survival now means only escape. They sprint toward the river, their bare feet slapping mud, the giant's footsteps thundering behind them. At the riverbank, desperation sparks ingenuity. One elder thrusts his spear into the mud, signaling the others. They grab reed bundles and lash them together with vines, forming a crude raft. Two climb aboard and paddle frantically with flat sticks, pulling the others after them. The armored lizard plunges into the water, but the current swirls, tugging at its massive body. With guttural determination, the tribe pushes off, drifting into deeper water, while the beast thrashes at the shallows, unable to follow. The hunters collapse on the raft, their chests heaving sweat, mixing with river spray. Hunger still claws at them, but for now, life itself has been preserved. Yet danger breeds opportunity. In the distance, the herd of antelope regathers unguarded, unaware of their hunters watching from midstream. The tribe's leader points silently, eyes alight with renewed resolve. But their moment of triumph is short-lived. Storm clouds gather at the horizon, dark and violent, the sky splitting with flashes of fire. The raft rocks under the rising wind. The river that just saved them may soon become their prison. The struggle is not over. The storm will test their unity. The beasts will test their courage. And hunger will test their will to endure. Rain lashes down in thick sheets, each droplet stinging against the Australopithecus's bare skin. The raft heaves violently on the swelling river, the current turning from steady to savage. Thunder cracks overhead, echoing across the savannah, while jagged lightning illuminates the terrified faces of the tribe. The storm has transformed the water into a battlefield as dangerous as the armored lizard they had just escaped. The leader signals with his arms, urging the others to paddle toward the far bank, where a jagged line of cliffs rises above the flooded plain. The current pulls at them mercilessly, dragging the raft toward a whirlpool where broken branches and animal carcasses circle endlessly. One young female clings to a child pressed against her chest, her knuckles white as she grips a vine. A sudden surge of water flips the raft, halfway tossing two hunters into the torrent. They thrash wildly. their cries drowned by the roar of the river. Without hesitation, the leader dives in. His arms slice through the water with powerful strokes, reaching one of the drowning hunters. He pushes him back toward the raft, where others pull him in by the shoulders. The second hunter, however, is swept closer to the whirlpool. The tribe forms a desperate chain, linking hands and vines, leaning dangerously over the raft. Their bodies strain, their muscles quake. Just as the current threatens to rip them apart, they seize his wrist and heave him aboard, coughing and shivering, but alive. The raft groans under the weight. Vines unravel, reeds break. But at last, with one final thrust, the tribe crashes into the muddy shallows below the cliffs. They collapse on their knees, gasping, clutching one another as the storm rages overhead. For a moment, there is only exhaustion. Yet survival offers no pause. The cliffs behind them conceal caves dark, mysterious, perhaps shelter from the fury of the sky. With the storm unrelenting, they climb upward, clinging to roots and cracks, dragging children in slings made of twisted leaves. Inside the cave, shadows swallow them. The tribe huddles together, their bodies steaming with cold and fear. The storm outside is muffled, but another sound rises within, a deep growl reverberating from the darkness. The hunters grip their stone tools, their bodies trembling. From the shadows emerges not another lizard, but a rival presence. Another band of Australopithecus, their eyes sharp, their faces painted with ochre clay. Spears point toward the intruders. Tension fills the cavern like smoke. Two tribes, both battered by storm and beasts, now stand on the knife's edge of violence. The rival group advances, growling low, their gestures fierce, demanding the cave. A clash seems inevitable. The leader of the first tribe raises his weapon, defiant, unwilling to yield. Children cry softly. Elders press their backs against the stone walls, knowing that survival may soon demand blood. But then the storm outside shifts. A blinding flash of lightning strikes a tree at the cliff's edge, igniting it into an inferno. Fire pours golden light into the cave's mouth, illuminating both tribes. For a suspended moment, hostility falters. Both groups turn toward the fire, eyes wide, mesmerized. The storm has delivered not just destruction, but a force neither tribe can ignore, fire raw and alive, dancing before them. The flames writhe in the storm's breath, casting shadows that dance like spirits on the cave walls. For both tribes, it is a revelation. Fire means danger, but also warmth, protection, and perhaps power. The rival tribe edges closer, their aggression softening into awe. The leader of the first tribe steps forward, embers reflecting in his eyes. With cautious movements, he drags a burning branch into the cave. The rival hunters tense, but curiosity outweighs hostility. The crackling glow fills the cavern, banishing shadows and uniting both bands in a shared silence. Outside, the storm begins to ease. The deluge softens to a steady rain, its rhythm mingling with the hiss of fire. Children creep closer, stretching out small hands toward the warmth. Mothers exhale in relief, pressing herbs into wounds, binding cuts with strips of bark. The tribe gathers around the flame, their faces painted in gold and red, their fear transforming into reverence. Even the rival group lowers their weapons, edging near the warmth. What moments ago threatened to end in bloodshed now births something far greater, an alliance forged by survival itself. Yet the savannah does not forgive easily. A distant rumble shakes the earth, followed by the guttural roar of the armored lizard. Drawn by the firelight, it crashes from the grasslands toward the cave. Both tribes erupt into panic, but the leader raises the burning branch high. Sparks rain from it, as he strides into the storm. The monstrous lizard halts its plated body, glistening under rain. It lashes its tail, shattering stone, but recoils when the fiery branch is thrust toward its face. Flames dance alien and terrible. The beast snarls, then retreats, lumbering back into the darkness. When the threat passes, a primal cheer rises. Both tribes pound their chests, stamp their feet, voices echoing through the cave. Fire has not only saved them, it has given them dominion over fear itself. For the first time, they see themselves not as prey, but as beings capable of shaping fate. By dawn, the storm clears. The savannah stretches wide and glistening, jeweled with raindrops. Two tribes emerge together, their alliance sealed by the night's ordeal. They share food routes, berries, scraps of meat, and pass the flame between them, shielding it carefully in bundles of resin and bark. Laughter breaks the tension. Children play near the cave mouth. Elders hum in low rhythm. Hunger still waits. Predators still prowl. Storms will return. But they have fire, and they have each other. In that fragile moment of unity, life 7.3 million years ago is no longer just survival. It is the first spark of legend,